time I hear that song that we used to call our own, it all comes back again. I don't understand it, somehow I didn't see. It took me far too long to realize. Wouldn't take your love for granted.
Let me take you inside a story. You're walking through your usual grocery store, the same one you've been visiting for years. You push your cart, scan the aisles, and go about your day. But something's different now. There are more cameras. There's a new checkout system. You swear the shelf just blinked at you. It's not your imagination. What used to be a simple trip to grab eggs and milk has now become part of a data capture operation. You're not just shopping. You're being studied. And there's a very specific reason why. Retailers are bleeding. And not from slow sales alone. They're bleeding from shrink, a term that once quietly sat at the bottom of loss prevention reports, but is now front page news in boardrooms and on earnings calls. In 2022, shrink cost U.S. retailers nearly $100 billion in losses. Theft alone accounted for 65% of that. Grocery stores and big box retailers are seeing double-digit percentage increases in in-store losses year over year. Now here's the kicker, this isn't just about shoplifting. It's about return fraud, employee theft, vendor fraud, and everyday operational misses. So, what's the response? Retailers aren't just locking up deodorant. They're locking onto you. Let's call it what it is. This isn't about creating a better customer experience. That's marketing talk. This is about protecting margin in a razor-thin profit industry, where a 1% drop in shrink can mean millions back on the bottom line. And here's what they're doing. Installing AI-powered cameras that scan behavior, posture, and facial expressions. Using smart carts that track your every movement and pattern. Deploying RFID tags on high-shrink items to ping sensors when removed. Leveraging checkout AI that flags suspicious scans in self-checkouts. They call it loss intelligence now. I call it a silent shift in the shopper-store relationship. So let me paint the picture. You walk into the store. You grab that new energy drink, hesitate, and put it back. Cameras log the motion. The shelf tracks weight change. AI software calculates hesitation equals sign uncertainty equals sign opportunity for upsell. You head to self-checkout. AI scans your posture and your eye movement. Did you look around before scanning that multi-pack? Are your hands covering a barcode? This isn't just security. It's surveillance designed to shape your behavior, not just monitor it. And in the background, corporate headquarters is watching store-level heat maps in real time. Executives are watching you move through those aisles, just pixels and probabilities now. Retailers justify it like this. We're protecting our profits from theft. Fair. Shrink is rising, and organized retail crime is real. But the question is, where does the protection end and manipulation begin? Because once you have all this data, you don't just stop at stopping theft. You start predicting what to stock, what to upsell, even how long a customer will shop before getting fatigued. That's not protection. That's predictive behavioral commerce. Here's the deeper layer. Retailers don't just want to prevent theft. They want to create a loop of certainty, predictable movements, predictable transactions, and controlled behavior in an uncontrolled economy. Grocery inflation remains sticky. Labor costs are volatile. Theft is rising. Consumer trust is declining. Surveillance becomes the retail stabilizer, way to reduce variability in the one place they can control, the store environment. And you become the most valuable data point in that ecosystem. Now let's flip it. What happens when this data falls into the wrong hands? When hackers breach the behavioral records of millions of shoppers? What happens when you're flagged as suspicious based on AI assumptions? Or when your movements are interpreted through an algorithm trained on biased data? Let's not forget, we've already seen facial recognition errors disproportionately target Black and brown shoppers. We've already seen lawsuits over unlawful surveillance. The danger isn't just in the watching, it's in the misunderstanding of what they see. This is the new reality of retail, where surveillance isn't just a camera on a wall, it's a system baked into the aisles, shelves, carts, and your shopping app. Every smile, pause, frown, or scan feeds the machine, not necessarily to harm you, but to optimize you, to predict you, to influence you, to make sure you do exactly what they want you to do. And that, my friends, is the quiet, data-driven revolution happening every time you walk through those automatic doors. 5 tips to shop smarter in a surveillance age. 1. Use tech mindfully. Disable location sharing and Bluetooth in store unless absolutely necessary. 2. Beware the free perks. Loyalty cards, Wi-Fi, and apps often collect more than just preferences. They harvest behavioral data. 3. Scan strategically. Self-checkout cameras watch more than your hands. Be deliberate and consistent to avoid false flags. 4. Ask questions at the register. Start asking about how your data is used. If nothing else, it plants a seed. 5. Push for transparency. As a customer, you have power. When enough shoppers demand clear data policies, retailers listen. This is up and down the aisles. You can count on us to keep you in the loop on what's going on in the aisles.